Welcome to Uncommon Facts, your ultimate channel for exploring everything extraordinary. Are you ready to uncover truths and debunk myths across all realms of knowledge? From history's hidden stories to tomorrow's technology, from Earth's deep mysteries to cosmic enigmas, we dive deep into it all. Every week, we bring you facts that are as fascinating as they are rare. Dive into stories that will astonish, educate, and inspire. So make sure to subscribe and join us as we uncover the secrets of the unusual and the unknown. Here, every fact is a journey, and every story is an adventure. Join us every week as we bring you surprising revelations and strange facts that will challenge your understanding of the world around you. So hit that subscribe button and let's start unraveling the mysteries of the universe together. Remember, every discovery tells a story, and every fact opens a door. Stay curious and prepare to be amazed. This is Uncommon Facts, where the only thing you can expect is the unexpected. Hello, and welcome to today's video. In this video, we will be discussing about uncommon facts about space exploration and the individuals whose contributions are often overshadowed by more famous names. Space exploration has captivated the human imagination for centuries, pushing boundaries and expanding our understanding of the cosmos. From the earliest attempts to break free from Earth's gravitational pull to the high-tech space programs of today, there's a rich tapestry of lesser-known missions and unsung heroes that have contributed to humanity's journey into space. This video delves into some of the forgotten chapters in space exploration. 1. The Soviet Union's lost moon missions. Luna 15. When people think of the moon landings, most remember Neil Armstrong's famous small step as the first human to set foot on the lunar surface. However, during the same period, the Soviet Union was running its own secretive missions, one of which nearly stole the spotlight from Apollo 11. Luna 15, a Soviet robotic mission, launched just 3 days before Apollo 11. Its goal was to land on the moon, collect lunar soil, and return it to Earth before the Americans did the same. Luna 15 orbited the moon 52 times, but ultimately crashed into the lunar surface, just hours before Neil Armstrong took his first steps. The Soviet Union did not publicly acknowledge the mission's existence until after its failure. Luna 15's mission, though unsuccessful, was part of a fascinating Cold War rivalry that led to significant technological advancements. 2. Unsung hero, Poppy Northcutt, the woman who helped bring Apollo 13 home. Most people remember the tense moments of the Apollo 13 mission in 1970, when an oxygen tank exploded and put the crew in jeopardy. What's often forgotten is that a team of engineers and flight controllers at NASA worked tirelessly to devise a solution to bring the astronauts back to Earth safely. Frances Poppy Northcutt, a young engineer, played a pivotal role in calculating the return trajectory for Apollo 13. At the time, she was the first woman to work in NASA's mission control. Northcutt's calculations ensured that the astronauts could re-enter Earth's atmosphere at the correct angle, allowing them to survive the harrowing journey back. Her work, and that of the entire team, was instrumental in turning what could have been a disaster into NASA's successful failure. 3. Forgotten mission. Pioneer 10, the first probe to leave the solar system. While Voyager 1 and 2 often receive credit for being the furthest human-made objects in space, they weren't the first probes to leave our solar system. That honor goes to Pioneer 10. Launched in 1972, Pioneer 10 was designed to study Jupiter, and in December 1973, it sent back the first ever close-up images of the gas giant. However, after completing its primary mission, Pioneer 10 continued on a trajectory that took it past the outer planets and into interstellar space. By 2003, the spacecraft was over 12 billion kilometers from Earth, but communication with it was lost due to weakening signals. Although Voyager 1 now holds the title of the most distant human-made object, Pioneer 10 paved the way for long-duration interstellar missions. Its longevity and durability remain a testament to early space engineering. 4. Unsung hero, Ed Dwight, the first black astronaut candidate. Today, the name Ed Dwight is rarely mentioned in discussions about early space missions, yet he played a critical role in the space race. In 1961, at the height of the civil rights movement, Dwight was selected by the Kennedy administration to become the first black astronaut candidate, a move intended to showcase America's commitment to racial equality. Although Dwight excelled in his training, he faced significant obstacles, including racism and institutional bias. Despite completing astronaut training, Dwight was never selected for a mission, and his space aspirations were cut short. However, his perseverance and courage paved the way for future African-American astronauts, such as Guion Bluford, who eventually became the first African-American in space in 1983. 5. Forgotten mission. Venera 7. The first successful landing on another planet. While NASA's Mars rovers are widely celebrated, the Soviet Union was the first to successfully land a spacecraft on another planet, Venus. Venera 7, launched in 1970, was the first human-made craft to land on Venus and transmit data back to Earth. The mission was a remarkable feat of engineering, considering the hostile environment of Venus. With surface temperatures around 475 degrees Celsius and atmospheric pressure 92 times greater than Earth's, Venus posed enormous challenges. Venera 7 survived only 23 minutes on the surface before being crushed by the intense pressure. But during that short time, it provided the first direct measurements of another planet's surface. The success of Venera 7 set the stage for future planetary exploration, though it's often forgotten in the annals of space history. 6. Unsung hero. Margaret Hamilton, the woman behind Apollo's software. Many people are familiar with the iconic image of astronauts in spacesuits, but fewer know the crucial role software played in ensuring the success of the Apollo missions. Margaret Hamilton, a computer scientist, led the team responsible for developing the onboard flight software for the Apollo missions. Hamilton's work was vital during the Apollo 11 mission, when an overloaded computer threatened to abort the landing. Thanks to the software she and her team developed, which was designed to prioritize critical tasks and recover from errors, the lunar module was able to safely land on the moon. Hamilton's contributions earned her the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2016, but her name remains less known than the astronauts who relied on her software. 7. Forgotten mission. Skylab, America's first space station. Before the International Space Station, ISS, became the symbol of human cooperation in space, the United States launched Skylab, its first space station, in 1973. Skylab provided a platform for long-duration missions and conducted numerous scientific experiments that would inform later space endeavors. Despite being largely overshadowed by the more famous Apollo program and the Space Shuttle era, Skylab was an essential stepping stone toward establishing a permanent human presence in space. The station hosted 3 separate crews between 1973 and 1974. And astronauts conducted pioneering research in fields like solar physics and zero-gravity medicine. Unfortunately, Skylab's orbit decayed, and it re-entered Earth's atmosphere in 1979, breaking apart over the Indian Ocean and Australia. 8. Unsung hero. Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman in space. While Yuri Gagarin is a household name as the first human in space, fewer people are familiar with Valentina Tereshkova, who became the first woman to orbit Earth in 1963 aboard Vostok 6. Tereshkova, a factory worker and amateur skydiver, was chosen from over 400 candidates to make the historic flight. Her 3-day mission was a testament to both her resilience and the capabilities of the Soviet space program. Tereshkova orbited Earth 48 times and remains the only woman to have flown solo in space. Despite her groundbreaking achievement, Tereshkova's name is often overshadowed by male astronauts, though her contribution to space history is undeniable. 9. Forgotten mission. Mars 3, the first soft landing on Mars. Long before NASA's rovers began roaming the Martian surface, the Soviet Union made the first successful soft landing on Mars with the Mars 3 mission in 1971. Unfortunately, the mission is largely forgotten because it transmitted data for only 20 seconds before losing contact with Earth, possibly due to a dust storm on Mars. Nevertheless, Mars 3's brief success was a pioneering moment in the exploration of the Red Planet. The mission laid the groundwork for later Martian landers, including NASA's Viking missions in the 1970s and the more recent Curiosity and Perseverance rovers. Mars 3's contribution to planetary exploration is often overlooked, but it marked an important milestone in our understanding of the Martian environment. 10. Unsung hero. John Houbolt, the man behind Lunar Orbit Rendezvous. The Lunar Orbit Rendezvous, lore, technique, which involved using a separate lander to descend to the moon, while the main spacecraft remained in lunar orbit, was critical to the success of the Apollo missions. This method was revolutionary and much more efficient than earlier proposals, such as direct lunar landing. One of the strongest advocates for this approach was John Houbolt, a NASA engineer. Despite initial skepticism from his peers, Houbolt relentlessly championed Delors, eventually convincing NASA leadership of its superiority. His persistence helped shape the strategy that made the Apollo moon landings possible. Yet, Houbolt's contribution is often underappreciated compared to the astronauts who walked on the lunar surface. So this is our today's video. If you like our video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel Uncommon Facts, a channel that is entertaining as well as informative, or hit the bell icon. We will meet again with another interesting topic. Till then, stay safe and stay happy.